Continuing on my series of the SEC football teams this past football season, we're going to discuss the second worst team in the conference, which is the Kentucky Wildcats. Now, I'm not going to go in a lot of depth. It's Kentucky. They went 4-8. I When it comes to Kentucky, the one thing I remember, and I know that not all Kentucky fans are this way, but my mother had never been to a University of Tennessee game. And I hadn't either at the time. So I bought tickets while I was living close to my mother up in Kentucky. I bought the tickets, took my mother to the game, and the Kentucky fans that were outside the stadium were some of the rudest people. I felt like I was in New York City. There was so much rudeness. So maybe I'm a little bit of a not happy person when it comes to Kentucky. I know that not all Kentucky fans are this way, but when it comes to Wildcats football, I sometimes can be a little bit of a, well, don't care about them. Yes, the Beer Barrel is always a good game to watch. And yes, I will root for Kentucky when it comes to them playing Louisville and several other teams. But well, and this season was just bad. So let's get into it.
This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Nealon's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports.
Now, normally, and I'll probably do this with the rest of the teams, but I'm not doing this. I'm not getting too in depth with Kentucky. Simple fact is that Kentucky is they're needing to rebuild. To be perfectly honest, when they got rid of Hal Mummy, they've had a couple of good coaches, but this team was it's a basketball school with a football problem. That's what it is. I mean, they beat Southern Miss, they beat Ohio, and they beat Murray State, which they should have. They also beat Old Miss, which was a shock. 20-17. They came really close to beating Georgia, literally by 1 point. And yeah, they lost to a horrible Auburn team. They lost to a Florida team that was still trying to find their way, but at least they did it. They lost to Vandy. And Vandy was just weird this year anyway for them. I mean, I would love to see Vandy get better, and I'm hoping this is a sign of that. They got blown out by South Carolina. So, and the loss to Louisville. I'm going to say this. Yes, they lost also to Texas, but their loss to Louisville was, I know, disheartening for them. That's like Tennessee losing to Vandy. It's like Alabama losing to Auburn. It really is one of those. It's like when Clemson gets beat by South Carolina, which, well, that's becoming a normal thing. I don't think that this team has got a good foundation right now. They've had good foundations in the past, but I don't think they have a good foundation. I think that's what their problem is. They keep trying to build a team in an era when you've got to spend lots of money They keep trying to build a team that they don't really have the ability to go beyond what they get. That's sad. It really is. They are a basketball school, and I am 100% certain that they pay attention to their basketball players, but I don't think that they pay attention to their football team all that much. And this is what you get. You get a 4-8 team. It's kind of sad for the SEC. It's kind of sad for Kentucky, but I think that they're happy where they're at. They can do a spoiling win like what they did with Old Miss. They can scare the living daylights out of Georgia, but they're not able to really do much past that. That's the sad part about it. Now, look, yes, I'm not the biggest Kentucky fan in the world. I'm not saying that I am completely against Kentucky, but they haven't got a good, strong foundation. I am not expecting them. Well, in all honesty, you don't know what you're going to get out of them. That's the situation right now at Kentucky. It's not a coaching issue. I you're going to hear people go, "Well, it's no, it's not the coaching issue. It's the simple fact of that NIL and the transfer portal has ruined their chances of being able to build anything. And they're not going to invest the money into the team to be anything more than somebody that is scary once in a while. That's the situation. Really, it is. That's the situation. They're not going to be good for a while, no matter what coach you have, unless the boosters get serious about NIL. The only way to look at it. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my redneck sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole, and also just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports, so I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.